Have you ever felt like a failure? Maybe you tried to start a business, but it didn't work out. Maybe you failed an important exam after months of studying. Maybe you gave your best effort to something and it still wasn't enough. And now, every time you think about trying again, a voice in your head whispers, "What if I fail again?" If that fear keeps you frozen, if past failures haunt your present, then this story is for you. Because once there was a young man who failed more times than he could count. Everyone called him a failure. Even he believed it until one conversation with a stranger shattered everything he thought he knew about failure. And what he learned didn't just change his life. It changed how he saw every challenge that came after. Stay with me until the end. In a bustling city where success seemed to shine from every corner, there lived a 27-year-old man named Daniel. Daniel had big dreams, huge dreams. He wanted to build something meaningful to prove to himself and everyone around him that he was capable of greatness. But there was one problem. Everything he touched seemed to fall apart. In college, he started a small online business selling handmade crafts. It failed within 6 months. He lost all his savings. After graduation, he applied for his dream job at a tech company. He made it to the final round of interviews, but they chose someone else. He tried again with a different startup idea, a food delivery app for his neighborhood. He worked 16-hour days for 8 months. 20 users signed up. The app died quietly. He applied to 3 different companies. All 3 rejected him after the second interview. By the time Daniel turned 27, he had a resume that read like a list of things that didn't work. His friends from college were getting promotions, buying homes, celebrating successes. And Daniel was living in a small apartment, working a job he hated, feeling like he was drowning in a sea of his own inadequacy. His mother would call and ask gently, "Daniel, have you thought about finding something stable? Maybe you're just not meant for entrepreneurship." His former classmates would post their achievements on social media. Each notification felt like a knife. At night, Daniel lay awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying every failure like a movie he couldn't turn off. The business that collapsed, the job offers that never came, the ideas that died before they could breathe. And the worst part, he had started to believe the story he was telling himself, "I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, I should just give up." One rainy Tuesday evening, Daniel sat in a small coffee shop, staring at his laptop screen. He had just received another rejection email, this time from a company he thought was a sure thing. The email was polite, professional, but the message was clear. "We've decided to move forward with other candidates." He closed the laptop slowly, looked out the window at the rain, and for the first time in years, he felt something break inside him. Not anger, not frustration, just emptiness, he whispered to himself, barely audible over the noise of the cafe. "Maybe everyone's right. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Maybe I should stop trying." He thought about quitting, about accepting a stable job, stopping the constant cycle of hope and disappointment, and living a quiet, safe, and remarkable life. It felt like relief and defeat at the same time. As he sat there, lost in his thoughts, an older man at the next table leaned over. The man was in his 60s, well-dressed with kind eyes and a calm presence. He had been working on his own laptop, but seemed to notice Daniel's distress. "Excuse me," the man said gently. "I don't mean to intrude, but I couldn't help but notice. You look like someone carrying a very heavy weight." Daniel looked up, surprised. He didn't know this man, but something about his tone, no judgment, just genuine concern, made Daniel's walls come down. Daniel hesitated. Then the words spilled out. "I just got rejected again. Another job I didn't get. Another thing that didn't work out. I feel like I've failed at everything I've ever tried." The older man nodded slowly, as if he understood completely. That he said something Daniel would never forget. "Tell me," the man said, leaning forward slightly. "Do you know the difference between a failure and a lesson?" Daniel blinked. "What, a failure?" the man said, "is when you try something, it doesn't work and you stop. A lesson is when you try something, it doesn't work and you learn what to do differently next time." He paused. "You haven't failed, son. You've just been collecting lessons. The question is, are you going to use them, or are you going to quit before they pay off?" Daniel stared at the man, processing his words. "Collecting lessons," he repeated. "But I've tried so many times. Nothing worked." The older man smiled. "May I ask you something? What's your name?" Daniel, I'm Robert, and I want to tell you something."